Hello everyone, Namaste. This is Mom Harsha, and I'm so happy today to take up this session. Ask me anything, because whenever I post any post or reel or story, there are a lot of comments, there are a lot of questions that parents have. So I myself am a parent of two children, and I too have a lot of questions, queries. So I thought, ki chalo, let me do one session to clear it out. So, number one and the most important thing is, dear parents, there is no such thing as perfect parenting. The first mantra or the first quote that you can tell yourself every single day is, there is no such thing as perfect parenting. We all strive to become good parents. So, the tips that we go across or read or come across through social media or through the books that we read, we like those tips. But when it comes to implementation, we think practically, is it possible? So whenever I share my tips, I get a lot of comments that, wow, these tips are so wonderful. Some parents even try them and the feedback is very good. But the only key to everything is, first, believe in what you read, believe in what you see. Okay, there are a lot of things that go on social media. There are a lot of parenting experts who share their tips and tricks, tried and tested. So when you read or you hear or you go through or you see any tip or any idea, any trick, anything, read it, then analyze it. Okay, because every parent is different, every parenting style is different, every child is different. Okay, so for example, if I've put a tip today that 5 tips to be patient, so any tip that we read, the greatest idea that works is that we have to apply that tip onto us, not to expect that from the children, because that magic is never going to happen. If we want changes, being a mom myself of 2 children, this is tried, tested, and I have experienced this through my parenthood journey of 24 years, that if we look forward to having any changes in children, number one and the most important rule that goes without saying is, you have to change. When I say you, it means me as a parent, father, mother, anybody. Okay, so any tips, for example, I'm hearing 5 tips to be patient with your children when they don't listen to you. So these are the tips. I want my children to be patient, I want my children to be understanding, I want my children to be disciplined. But if I want them, I have to be the same with me in the first position. That is the key. And to be there on that page, we have to be persistent, consistent, and committed. The only key is persistence, committed, and consistency. So if I start a daily routine today, so for example, it could be how I make my child ready for school, or how I make my child go to bed, or it is a family mealtime ritual, or anything. Whatever I decide, I have to first be calm and composed myself. I cannot, put that as a rule, as a commando of the house, or as the dictator of the house. Okay, fine, from today there will be no TV when we have meals. It will not work that way. So anything, any pattern that you follow as a parent, it's very important that you be slow in that process. Do most, expect less. Okay, so if for example, this is one rule that you want in your family, that is no gadget during meals. Okay, it's the most difficult rule that you can put in the family, because today everybody is so much addicted to gadgets that either they want the television on, or they are scrolling through their mobiles while they are eating. I'm talking about adults. Kids come later here. So when I'm talking about adults, We ourselves, okay, Aji, today only I have some work, so I'm scrolling and I'm eating. I only myself don't know this. My children are watching, because somebody has very beautifully said that children are imitators, children are copycats. You know, whatever what you speak, they don't hear. They have a deaf ear, but they have good vision, they have good eyesight. Whatever you do, they will copy that exactly. So here, as a parent, I would say the first important rule is that start practicing, which is very difficult. Sometimes we fail, we give up on certain things that we want. Okay, fine, my parenting line should go like this. But at some point we give up. Why? Because we are not able to do it ourselves. So first, if we want everything in place in my house, it's only and only me who is going to be responsible for myself, my actions, my words. Okay? And there is nothing that is magic. Nothing will happen in one day. It will not happen. Try one thing at a time. Try one rule at a time. Try one ritual at a time. But be consistent. 15 days you've tried for example, no gadget during meals. Don't start for the entire day. 3 meals in a day, 3 times gadget. Don't start banning that. It will not work. Once try and do that. Gradually, in the first week, it will not be accepted by the family. Even sometimes, what happens, that I am on the page that, okay, fine, no gadgets during meals. But my husband at that particular time wants to watch some news. My in-laws want to watch something on the television at that particular time. It's sometimes a challenge to bring everyone on the same platform. So some slow and steady will work here. If it's not working today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Because as mothers, we are handling such a generation wherein children are fast. Our husbands also are fast in their work. It's a fast forward life. So everybody wants instant. Maggie, sab kuch instant. Everybody wants it instant. So here it's our role as a mother, as a woman, to channelize everything, to balance everything. Here, if we lose out on our patience, if we lose out on our own temperament, it's not going to work. It will take time. Anything that you start, all my reels say very good things. But the question is, how are you going to apply that in your regular routine? So for example, a few days back, I just had posted a reel which went viral and everybody loved. That is what I practice, How should you wake up your child in the morning? 5 simple things, okay? I received a lot of comments along with a lot of questions that I had said that, okay, fine, the child should, get up at least 1.5 hours before the school time. Why did I mention that? It's simple logic, When the child gets up in the morning and gets ready, वो सबसे fast forward. The process is very fast forward. Get up, go brush your teeth, go and have your shower. Or if you have to bathe the child, come on fast, get in the bathroom. I want to, give you a shower, and then you dry the child, and then farafat, come on, start eating your nashta. The bus is waiting, and all that stuff. Why? Because the wake up call is on dot time. When that I also have done, I just open my eyes and look at the clock. Okay, fine, still 5 minutes are there. Let me nap. And sometimes, those 5 minutes land up in 15 minutes. So it's so difficult. And then what happens? Rush, rush, rush. Everybody's rushing in the house. The child is rushing. The mother is rushing. The father is rushing sometimes, So it's so chaotic. So program yourself in such a way that you have that time. Because you have 24 hours. I have 24 hours. Everybody has 24 hours. It's how you position those single hours in a day. It's very important. Next thing I had mentioned in that reel, that chit chat time when you bathe your children. So that time also, a lot of appreciation along with a lot of questions, that in 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, you bathe your child, and usme how to talk. So here also the key is, you have to wake up 10 minutes before your child, so that all your senses gather and you have a self-talk with yourself in the morning. Okay, today is a calm day, everything is going to fall in place and everything is going to be smooth. you have to give that self talk to your mind, because if your mind will start working on those things, eventually it will start happening. It's not magic, it's how you program your mind. So 10 minutes before that wake up call goes to your child, 10 minutes before that wake up call goes to your child, before that you stand up. I mean, you can sit on your bed, just close your eyes and relax, take a few deep breaths. This is something which is very important. But the problem is, we all sleep late nights watching all that. I myself sometimes sleep very late, because sometimes due to work, sometimes I want to watch some episodes of some web series or something or the other, sometimes some call over the phone or something, and we sleep late. So in the morning, we are not able to get up. It's a difficult task, but I'm going to leave you with that task. If you sleep latest by 11, today I see parents, coming up to me and telling me that, ma'am, my child sleeps at 2 a.m. in the morning. How the child will come to school at 9 a.m. in this morning? How is that possible? The brain needs at least 8 to 10 hours of sleep. So 11 o'clock, make it a target that 11 o'clock everything is going to be shut off in the house. At least the gadgets and everything is going to be shut off. You go to your bed, sit on the bed, again take some deep breaths. When I talk about meditation, I myself, a few years back, when somebody told me that, Harsha, why don't you meditate? Meditation is so boring, it's so boring to meditate. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But eventually I found that's the key. Because nothing, just sit with yourself. It's not doing anything. Just close your eyes and just take deep few breaths. Only 5. Just 5 breaths. Inhale and exhale. It will work wonders. I can guarantee you. Because I myself took long time to come on this, but eventually I found that every problem, the solution is, number 1, that you have to be calm with yourself. Only then you will be able to distribute that calmness to your family. I have seen moms telling, shut up and talk softly. That she speaks so loudly. Oh my God, I am one amongst them. I sometimes don't preach what I practice. I mean, it's difficult. So I myself, in 24 hours, every hour, a mother's role changes. Sometimes she's quiet, sometimes she's a little louder, sometimes she's wild, sometimes she's violent. So it depends, because whenever I start talking about this, there are many moms who come to me and tell me that you don't know my children, how they are. Come on, my children are also the same. We all are in the same boat. But it's how you deal with yourself to deal with them is the key. How you deal with yourself, I'm underlining this into inverted commas, how you deal with yourself will help you deal with them is the key. Period. Nothing comes ahead of this. So morning ritual for a mother is very important. Sleep 11 p.m. everything shut down. Go to your bed. It'll take a little while for you all to get into this circle. Go to your bed. Think of the next day, a peaceful day. Okay? Gradually you will fall into a deep sleep, and in the morning when you get up, 10 minutes before the wake up call of your child, program everything of that day, and then you will get those 10 minutes for everything. So I have some questions here. I would like to pick those questions because I'm live on 2 platforms, on Instagram and on Facebook. So here Shauli Saha is asking, hi, nice to meet you. My question is, my daughter is 10 years old who gets up in the morning with a grumpy face. What to do? Exactly. Thank you so much for putting this question. Not only your daughter, every child in the morning, it's little lousy because to get out of from the bed and then go to school, children want to sleep, have that cozy moment. So here also I will say programming is my favorite word. When you put your child to bed at night, when you're putting that child to bed, talk to that child that tomorrow in the morning you're going to get up with a very happy face. This sounds very silly, but gradually this will work. And when the child has that grumpy face, you have to have a broader smile. More the grumpy, more the wider smile. So at that particular time, sometimes when we see those frowning faces, no, we ourselves, start having those reactions into us, and then even our face becomes grumpy. So here the tip is that if the face is grumpy, you be smiley. But this tuning will set only if you have little time in your hand. If you are on dot with the time, you won't be able to do that, because you don't want to spend those 2 minutes in just getting the child get up slowly and going to the washroom, because it takes 5 minutes for the child to get up and sit on the bed, 5-10 minutes to come to the basin to wash, brush their teeth. It's a process. They are not robots that, okay, you fine, 6 o'clock, get up. So here little pre-programming is required for everything. So for children, I would say the tip is the mom will program herself to be calm and then program the child. Programming is like talking to children, and this is a very gradual process, because to be calm yourself, it will take a few days for you to get into that, because a lot of practice is required. Because if I tell you today and tomorrow morning, one day you will be able to do, but second day you will have to remind yourself. So going to bed and lying down, 10 minutes give to yourself to plan your next day in your head. Getting in the morning, again 10 minutes, calm, composed, planning for the rest of the 24 hours. Next, I lose my temper. Yes, Madhuri, I can understand you lose your temper. She's very stubborn. I can understand. So when we have children who are stubborn, sometimes it's very difficult, because time is running out. Sometimes children don't listen to us, and we have to get the things done on time. And then, comes a battle between the mom and the child, wherein you feel that children are stubborn. Some children have the tendency of being stubborn. So here I would like to say that sometimes when we talk about the child being stubborn, I think we have played a big role in that. So 10 years, how we have, treated that child. So here I would not say mistreated the child, but sometimes over loving the child also leads to the child being stubborn. Sometimes the child is a single child in the family. Too much pampered also leads to stubbornness. So there are quite a lot of factors when we talk about, or when we label the child as stubborn. So here I would say that if the child is stubborn, the only key that works is stubborn the child, flexible the mom. Stubborn the child, because if the child is stubborn and if you are stubborn, it is not going to work. So here, if anything comes to that extent that the child is not listening to you, leave that thing for that moment. Do something else. Because if you stretch the matter at that particular moment, the child will become more and more aggressive. It will lead to aggression. Sometimes it leads to violence also. Children sometimes start throwing things, start putting themselves on the floor, rolling themselves, sometimes hitting parents. So to deal with children who are stubborn requires a lot of patience. So here you'll have to practice calmness. So here stubbornness, and then you have to be calm. Don't fall into an argument at that particular time. Leave that room for a moment. That will work. Again, come back after 5 minutes. Till that time, you also have programmed your mind that you're going to be calm. Because if you pick up a fight, it will not work. What to do when a child is slow with everything, eating, writing, even routine tasks? Yes. So this is also an interesting question. If the child is slow. So here, when the child is slow, if you are fast, it will not work. Again, all the conditions or all the problems that we are facing, the first and the foremost solution is that you have to be calm. Don't expect. Sometimes, when the child is slow, the child is technically slow from inside. You've seen people, some people are fast. They do everything fatafat. Some people take time. So try to understand your child's ability. Being slow is not something which is negative, but to make that child fast will not be a magic. It will be gradual. 0 to 1 will take a little time. 1 to 5 will be little easier, So 0 say 1, when you want to take the child, you have to be patient, understanding. Sometimes it's just that the child is lazy. Sometimes the child is technically slow because it takes time to understand the things, process the things, and then do. So understand that this slowness is because of the laziness, or the child is technically slow. Once you get that right, you will be able to do better for your child. So let me know whether the child is technically slow, or whether the child is just lazy lump. So I'm not tagging the child or children here, but I'm trying to understand, because children have different kinds of nature. Sometimes they are fast with many things they like, but slow with the things they don't like. So I have to understand. I'm not tagging children. I love your tips, ma'am. Be blessed to many. I have one daughter, 8 years. She's bored, being lonely. What to do, ma'am? Okay. So bored, being lonely. Yes, of course. I would say that two children are always better. But because of any reasons, if you have one child, try and help the child be social with other children. Post pandemic, what I have come across is that children are not social. So when the child is alone, try to make friends with her peer group. Invite friends at home, arrange play dates, make friendships with the friends, her friends and their moms and their parents. And okay. So try and make friendships with her friend, moms, and have those times when you can help her be social and be friendly with other people. So I think that will help. Once she is adjusted to a friend circle, she will no longer be lonely. So if you have any more questions, drop down in the comment section box, and I will come back mostly next week again, because there are a lot of questions that I have to answer, and definitely I will love to answer each and every question. But for now, I want to bid a goodbye, but leave you with a thought that sleep early, 11 p.m. last, shut down all your gadgets, 10 minutes once you finish your washroom and everything, before you go to bed, drink a glass of water, sit down on your bed or lie down on your bed and think of the next day, which is going to be beautiful. In your thoughts, it has to be. Then sleep with a smile. It helps. Then when you wake up 10 minutes before your child wakes up, visualize the day that is going to be wonderful, wonderful. So enjoy this tip. There's one question by Monica. I will pick that question up and then say a goodbye. So there is no bonding between my two daughters. What to do? So this is like sibling rivalry, So it's not bonding, what I will call that. It's no bonding. But sometimes, there is an age for sibling rivalry, wherein you find that there is nothing between the two children. They don't share any feelings. But believe me, there are feelings in this sibling rivalry as well. Because of this age, they don't get along well. You don't see that bond, but that bond is cooking up. So don't worry for that. So see you all and enjoy this tip and share this with maximum people. Bye. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.